Hello and welcome to this slightly longer transcription explanation video. I'm going to be discussing this long phrase, and first things first, let's talk about its format. So in Circular Gallifreyan, read bottom counterclockwise phrase circles and then bottom counterclockwise word circles, and then you just follow the chain of phrase circles. So here's the first word in the first phrase, next word, next word, next word, next phrase, next word, next word, next word, so on, so on, so on. Okay, so that's how it's laid out. There's no rule breaking there, or cheesy layout. Just straight up, as it's supposed to be. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at our first word. It is this word here, and on it there's one little circle. Now, little circles are vowels, and they look different depending on what stem they're on. So this is like a U, 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 and because the U's like in the same position as the I and the E, the lines going outward matter for the U, and the lines going inward matter for the I. So like this is a B stem, so that's U, B, U. This is a J stem, J, U, T, U, T, H, U. So B, J, T, T, H. And I'll be referring to these stems as B, J, T, T, H stems. Okay, so here's a little circle with a line going towards the middle all by itself, so that's an I. Okay, here's our next word, so going counterclockwise, this word's closest here. Here's the bottom of that word. And here we have a circle inside the circle, which is a J stem. And it has 2 dots actually hanging out enclosed inside it. So those 2 dots make it a K. Now, here we have our next letter. It has 3 dots on a T stem. So T stem, 3 dots make it an R. Even though this dot isn't exactly on it, it's closest to that line, making it belonging to this stem, not this stem. So K, R. Okay, here's another little circle, so it's a vowel, and it's hanging outside our word circle, so it's an A. A. Alright, here's a double line means a double letter. So this is a double letter, and on it there's 2 K's. So, 2 dots, making a KK. So, this says crack. Now, it's got a lot of K's and no C's. That's because C in the Gallifreyan, this version, is a frowned upon letter. It is in here, but it is because you might need it for like an acronym. Or something else. But if you're making the K sound, you use a K. If you're making the S sound, you use an S. If it's going ch, you use the CH stem. So K-R-A-K-K is how you'd spell crack. Okay, here is, so continuing around, this word is here next. Now, it's hard to figure out what exactly is the word circle. If you check out this line, it's not a word circle. Check out this line, it breaks, it's not a word circle. But this one is the word circle. So this is the bottom of the word circle. And here is a little circle, so it's a vowel, and it's hanging out inside the word circle, so it's an O. Continuing on. Now this thing is pretty close to this. It's an A, but it's closer to this one, so it belongs to this word, because they're basically touching. Even though there's a bunch of lines in junk, if we pretend these lines don't exist, this is much closer here. So, O. Okay, here's our J stem, with 1 line, 2 lines ending on it, making it a P. OP. Continuing on, here's another little circle on our line of the word circle, making it an E. And here's a circle inside the circle. So J stem with 1 line, making it an N. So O-P-E-N. Open. I crack open. Okay. Here are 2 stems stacked on top of each other. So they're both T stems, that 50% or less completed circle. And because there's stacked letters and they're different thicknesses, you read the thin one and then the thick one. So you read thin to thick. So here is the thin one, and on it there's 1 line, 2 lines, 3 lines. Now lines can be straight, lines can be curved, doesn't matter. So, and this line passes through it, so it doesn't count. It's only lines that end on this stem that count. So 1, 2, 3 lines ending on this S, on this T stem, making it an S. Okay, so S. And then this one has a line passing through it, line passing through it, line passing through it. But nothing actually ending on it. So this is just a T. So ST, continuing around, here's that A, that kind of sneaky A, hidden amongst these lines and junk. And here's another stacked T stems. So a thin one has 1 dot, 2 dot, 3 dots. Now lines ending on dots don't really mean or do anything. It's just a dot and a line, dot. Dot is on this one and the line's on this one. But 3 dots on a T stem makes it an R. And then here is another T stem with 1, 2, 3 lines ending on it. So 1, 2, 3, making it another S. So stars. So I crack open stars. And here's the next chunk. Bottom, going counterclockwise. Here's a little circle, A. Here's a J stem with 1 line, making it an N. And here's a B stem with 1, 2, 3 dots, making it a D. So and, we'll see this word a couple times. And, okay, here's the bottom of the next word. 1 line, 2 lines, 3 lines ending on it, and it is a B stem, so it's F. Here is a little circle with a line going towards the middle, making it an I, F-I. Here's another N, just like that N, with a line going on it. And then here, this line passes through it, so it doesn't count. It's the 3 dots that count. So D, find. Okay, now this one is kind of tricky, again, to find the word circle, but let's follow. This is just a line. This is just a line. This thing is actually the word circle. It's the only thing with recognizable stems. So here's the bottom of it. And here's another N with an O on it. So this, let's start with the N, because anytime you have a vowel and a consonant together, you read the consonant first. So here's a circle inside the circle. So J stem with 1 line, N, just like that N and that N. Here's the line on it. And then this here is an O. So the O could be anywhere on this. As soon as it's outside, it's an A. And as soon as it's in the middle and not touching this line of the J stem, it becomes an E. Okay, so N-O. Okay, continuing on. Here is a circle on the line of our word circle, so it's a TH stem. And on it, well, this is the word circle line, so it doesn't mean anything. This is the word circle line again. But this passes through it, so it means nothing still. So that's just a TH. And then here's another little circle with a line going towards the middle, so it's an I. And here's another TH stem, but on it, okay, so passes through, and it's the word circle. On it, so 1, 2, 3, passes through. So just 3, but that makes it an NG, so N-O-T-H-I-N-G, so nothing. And then this thing is a comma. So this is, again, the phrase circle. This phrase had no punctuation on it because it continued directly to this phrase. And this is a comma. So I crack open stars and find nothing, comma. And then here's our next phrase. Here's the bottom of it. Here's our first word. So bottom, counterclockwise, first word. First letter is an A. N, D, because 1 line, 3 dots. And D. Okay, so and, continuing around. Here's our next word. So this is just an A on this word. Here's the bottom of this word. All right, here's an A, and here's an omega, a more than 50% circle, making it a B stem, with 1 line, making it a G, A, G, here's another A, here's another I. Now I can make this A slightly bigger. I wanted to have a bit more, spatial balance, because this was empty, so I made it bigger, because this couldn't be anything else, other than an A. Because it's outside the word circle, and it's the only thing outside the word circle. So, A, G, A, and here's an I, line going towards the middle. Now here's an N. We know that this isn't another I because it's not on the position, like it's not on the word circle in the same spot you would put an E. Because they have to be on the word circle unless they're inside a consonant. So this has to be an N because it's, this stem with 1 line. So, A, G, A, I, N. Okay, again. And here's another complicated one. This is interrupted, so it's not the word circle. This is the word circle. So 1 line on this stem, so it's an N, O, just like this N-O. And here's a circle on the line, a TH stem, with passing through. All of the things pass through it. So it's TH, and here's an I, just like this one. I, line is curved though. And now 1, 2, 3 lines ending on this NG, so it's nothing again. And again, nothing, which is what this says, and again, nothing. Okay, here's our next phrase circle. Here's the bottom of it. Here's the first word. Here's the bottom of the first word, and A, N, D, and. Okay, here's the next word, T. This is just a basic T stem, so it's 50% or less completed with nothing on it. All right, this is a B stem, omega shape, more than 50% completed circle with 1 line ending on it, 2 lines ending on it. Because lines can be curved, doesn't matter, it's fine. So that's an H, here's an E in that H, so H-E, well, T-H-E. And now here's our last letter on this word. Okay, remember how I said A's could be bigger? this is not an A because it is the word So this is the word circle for because anyway, and this one can't be confused as the word circle for because there's nothing around it like a little anyway. So anyway, sorry, distracted. This is an N. Because it's a circle on the line. Yes, passes through, but doesn't matter because it passes through, and then one line ending on it. So T-A-T-H-E-N, then. And now here's the next word, like I said, So this is the word circle, and this is the A on it. That's the most confusing one to read, because this also looks like the word because this is a bigger A on this stem, and this is a smaller A on this stem. Anyway, that's the only potential ambiguity in this design, I think. Okay, continuing on, here's our next word. Here's the bottom of it. Here is a T stem with one line, two lines, making it a W. Okay, continuing around, here's a little circle. It's an O, because it's inside. O. Okay, now this one has 1, 2, 3 dots towards it, because these 3 dots are towards this stem. So 3 dots on this stem is an R, and then 3 dots on this stem is a D. So W-O-R-D, word. And found a word. Okay, there's no punctuation, so it continues directly to this phrase, bottom of it. Okay, this is an I, because it's a small circle with a line going outside. This continuation of the line could be clipped here. I'll get to that when I get to my variations of this. So I, N, because we have an omega, not omega, a circle inside, a circle in J stem, with passes through doesn't count, passes through doesn't count, passes through doesn't count. Only this one ends on it, so that one counts. So that's an N. So in, this word is in. Continuing around, here's another So, continuing around, well, there's the A on the word circle. Here's our next word. Here's the bottom of it. And here is 1 line, 2 lines, 3 lines, and an O. So 3 lines on a B stem is an F. And here's the O, F-O. Continuing around. Here is our next word. It has no lines ending on it, but 1, 2, 3 dots with it. So R. Remember how I said stacked letters were a thing you read in to out? Well, you can stack vowels too. So here's the thin one. It doesn't have a line on the thin one, but the thick one does have a line. So that is an E, I, F-O, sorry, F-O-R-E-I. Continuing around. Here's our next stem. It's an omega or B stem with 1 line ending on it, making it a G. And then here's our next letter. It's an N, 1 line ending on it. So foreign, F-O-R-E-I-G-N. And then continuing around, here's our last word. Here's where it's closest to the word circle. Here's the bottom of it. Continuing around, here's an L, because it's a circle inside the circle. Lines pass through it, but that doesn't matter because it's got 3 dots on it. Yeah, so that's an L. Okay, here's an A. It's closer to this word circle than this word circle, so it's affiliated with this one. L-A. Okay, here's a TH stem with 1 line, 2 lines, 3 lines ending on it. This passes through, and it's the word circle, doesn't count. This passes through, doesn't count. This passes through, doesn't count, and it's the word circle. So 3 NG. So L-A-N-G. And now here's a circle, small circle, so it's a U, because it's got a line going outwards. L-A-N-G-U. Now A. We know what A's are by now, hopefully. A. So I use L-A-N-G-U-A. Okay, I do have the N because it's in this. N-G. A-G-E. Sorry. Here is the omega stem for the G with 1 line coming from it. And here is the small circle right in the middle of it, making it an E. So, looks like that. But there's like the little line from the other things here. So, L-A-N-G-U-A-G-E, which is how you spell language. I really hope. Anyway, here's a period. It's an open circle in our sentence circle containment area. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and tab to these things. So this is the basic design. It was designed to be a forearm tattoo, and I incorporated a little bit of flux area, so this is kind of as big as it can be with it still being legible. So the continuation of these things don't really matter. So this is like kind of some flux area. You can have it fade out here because all of this is just sentence circle junk, and you can cut it. It's fine. And then this is kind of like the min size. So you'll completely fit it within. Well, pretty much pretend these lines were trimmed within the forearm area that I was given by my commissionee. So yeah, woot. Sorry this was so long, but it was a long phrase. Hey.